And Daryl Maxwell, a public witness. Daryl Maxwell. Okay, Ms. Kheel, you're first.
On the contrary, I do trust you. I found your openness and your critical thinking very, very
We were both joking.
Nice. I'm not going to read the testimony that I wrote ahead of time because a lot of the things have been covered, so I will pick and choose areas that have not yet been covered, and so it will be a little less coherent than I intended. I'm a researcher. My name is Kate Kheel. I'm a researcher and creator of the website Whatis5G.info, which focuses on the downsides of 5G and the Internet of Things. I'm also director of Maryland Smart Meter Awareness, and I head a lobbying group, Broadband Our Town, Our Choice, which lobbies our federal legislators for better and safer ways to achieve broadband for all, while preserving local rule for small cell deployment. I'm in communication with leading experts nationally and internationally who are sounding the alarm about the harms of 5G and oppose the industry-driven movement to connect everything, place, moment in time, event to the internet. 5G is a real estate grab by the wireless industry to support the Internet of Things, smart cities, driverless cars, and anything else that comes up. Some examples that are relevant to what we spoke about today of Internet of Things. For example, we were talking about the loss of trees. Well, there's an Internet of Things connected city trees where it's a structure put in the middle of the city that emits the same thing that trees do to help the environment, and then we can just do away with trees altogether. There are also drone pollinators for when we lose our pollinators due to the radio frequency microwave radiation. There will be smart cities, the Internet of Things, connecting all these things and connecting all these applications in cities and driverless cars will create trillions and trillions of data points that are harvested, aggregated, and used, some for systems that potentially have some benefits, some for surveillance, and some for more nefarious reasons. This movement about 5G is going on around the world. I'm connected with people in the UK who oppose this. Stop Smart Meters UK, Germany, Holland, Norway, Italy, Spain, Canada, Australia. All these groups are uniting to oppose it in their specific country. Those are the people who know about it, but most people do not know what 5G, the Internet of Things are, smart cities, or anything else. And when they find out, many people kind of get an instinctual distaste for the idea of such a world. I'm going to do a quick review on fiber. Broadband has become an integral part of our world, and for the most part, we have benefited greatly from it. Like electricity and water, broadband is now a public necessity. But broadband comes in two flavors, if you will, wireless and wired. Both have advantages and drawbacks. Wireless is quite obviously far superior to wired connections for calls and texts when out and about. Clearly, you cannot remain tethered to a wire when on the go. So for calls and texts when away from home, wireless is the only option. But wired, specifically fiber optics, is far superior to wireless when it comes to transmitting data. Fiber is faster, safer, more reliable, and far more cyber secure and energy efficient than wireless. Fiber is the best way to transmit large quantities of data from point A to point B. So for video, can I go on?
Yes, if you could sum up.
Fiber does not have the health effects. I'm just going to bring up one issue that has not been brought up, and if I would be allowed, two issues that have not been brought up. EMS, electromagnetic sensitivity, is a disabling characteristic that has been recognized by the Federal Access Board since 2002. Under the 1990 Americans with Disability Act, people with electromagnetic sensitivity are part of a protected disabled class and have specific rights under protections the U.S. Congress directs the ADA to guarantee. If a small cell is put up in front of someone's home, they will be rendered unable to live there or in their community to work or access any of the services. This is a violation of the ADA. And finally, the last point, although I have many others, the last point I'll make is we talk about the height of these towers, and that's a little bit misguided because they should be higher. If they're 150, 200 feet high, that's further away from people. So aesthetics is not as important as the harms from these radiofrequency radiation. And of course, nobody does want one of these industrial-sized things 150 feet in the air in their communities, which is why they should be in industrial zones away from where people live, heal, and sleep.
Thank you.